Freon dangers, dehumidifier expert please. I received a dehumidifier shipped to me 70 pints and the box was in decent shape, very dirty but not smashed. The exterior box, that is, the interior box was a bit smashed. It looked like it may have been a return, though there was no liquids in the bucket. It said to keep it upright for an hour before use, so I called to see if it being upside down would hurt it. One said take it back, that it could, another pretty much was like wing it. She mentioned because of the Freon Act. Now I'm terrified. I rolled that all over my house, wrestled with it, didn't wait until someone could help me because I was afraid it was dangerous and put it outside in its box. Yeah, I hurt my back because I was so afraid. Can anyone tell me if this is dangerous? Do I need to do a cleanup? I turned it on for not even 2 Mississippis and it smelled like when you get your car Freon gassed up. Am I in danger? What should I do?
Hello, my name is Billy. May I first ask, was the unit indeed upside down?
Yes, it was upside down. They had placed the box upside down in the shipping box. The shipping label was on correctly, but yes, once I opened the shipping box, the dehumidifier box was upside down, so yes, it was indeed upside down.
Return the unit and do not try to use any further. This has poured oil out of the compressor into the system and the unit will not be reliable. Just let them know it arrived upside down and you are not comfortable with this. You are not even to lay them on their side.
Do I need to do cleanup measures? I took it out of the box as I assumed they were the one packed it, that it wouldn't have any effect until I plugged it in and it beeped and I set my timer act, and I also called them and got mixed reactions. So how about the chemicals, Freon Act? Did I breath it? Did I get it over my floor? I wrestled with it getting it out of the box, so I was hugging it many times. So any health dangers?
No issues with the Freon. It is a sealed system just like your refrigerator. It would take a very catastrophic impact to lose the Freon. And even then it would be lost at once and dissipate. Freon in very large quantities could cause dizziness as it displaces oxygen. But it goes away quickly. Your fear of the Freon is not necessary and it in no way will / can harm you.
Well, I'm a woman and while I understand most things technical, I get very, very anxious when I have to think about chemicals, etc. I know very little about Freon, and am very afraid now because I had it rolling it all over my living room, kitchen, and didn't wash my hands and went to my computer and typed, used my phone's, act, and now I'm thinking what sort of cleanup is involved? Sorry I hit call and I think you can very well answer that on this text format, 0.
Is there oil leaking out of the unit? And why do you feel the Freon came out?
I saw some clear gooey stuff in the floor, but that could have came from anything. I'm not sure if it came from the machine. I didn't see a track of anything where I rolled it, just a spot of watery clear liquid akin to almost gel, or not oil but like maybe shampoo or something. The unit seemed dry. And the Freon, well, it just smelled like when we always got our car gassed up. That same smell, very unique, not much of a smell but something you don't really forget.
Okay. Well, let's err on the side of worst case. Get some clean rags you plan on disposing. Use a simple green, pine sol or something similar and dilute with warm water. Then retrace your steps and clean off every surface you possibly touched. Even rubber gloves as you clean and dispose of rags in a plastic bag. It is time consuming. But tip the keyboard. Wipe surfaces, doorknobs. Pretty much everything you touched. Then seal bag and dispose. This will be the course of action for worst case scenario. Anything you inhaled is long diluted and gone.
What type of exposure am I cleaning possibly against? I mop, but seems mops just push things around to me. I actually used shampoo because it was mild. I don't have any rubber gloves. I used wet tissue and wiped over my keyboard but don't feel like that's clean enough. Frown.
Just the oil from the refrigerant itself. The refrigerant flashes off into a gas, leaving no residue. Like popping a helium balloon. We would not want to breath nothing but helium. But just like helium balloons, it poses no threat in the diluted amounts. Now to lubricate the system, a polyester oil, mineral oil or other is used in the system. It comes out as a mist if there is a flash failure. Your Freon is gone. No trace. As it is a gas. The issue would be oil cleanup. Just like the helium balloon gas. The Freon is long gone.
The only liquid I know of is what was in the floor that was not like lubricant, it was more like syrup. It could have even been soap but not like oil, so what am I cleaning up that would be dangerous? I know I have to just know everything. I feel like a pain, but I worry about chemicals. If Terry's nothing to worry about, you can rationalize to me, but if Terry's any chance, I want to do what I have to. I just can't rationalize right now in the midst of anxiety. I did not see any oil on the packaging, or where I sat it for over an hour. There was no water in the bucket that I know of. I'm trying to give you details to help me, but I did hug that thing trying to lift it because I'm a wimp. I can't lift. I made phone call, typed, had my hands probably about everywhere from each room, phones, tablets, papers. Am I nuts? I mean, what would you tell to anyone else, rational or irrational? And what type of harmful stuff am I possibly cleaning up?
The stuff you are cleaning up is not harmful. I have touched and inhaled this stuff for 20 years. The only reason to clean up is for peace of mind. I realize you are apprehensive, but the chemical is gone. Compare it to this. If someone bought you a happy birthday balloon that floated in your home. And it gradually lost the helium. Would you be scared? Would you feel the need to clean up after a helium balloon emptied in your home? The issue you have right now is no different than that. And this all based on if. We do not know if the Freon is lost. Which I highly doubt. The smell you had was likely a new plastic smell when the fan started.
The smell was just like the car being gassed. I can always smell it, but I only smelled it when I turned it on. I didn't smell it except when I was a few inches from the blower. Not sure if that info helps? I just want to make sure I'm not in danger. My rational self is telling you, I did not see any leakage in the box, inside box nor shipping box. I did not see any tracks from one place to the other where the spot was, meaning looks like if it was leaking it would have had a tracking effect, leaving a line of spillage, yet, it was upside down. When I turned it on its correct side, maybe it moved and spilled out and got on my robe. Yes, I was still in my robe, which I did not dispose of. I threw in the washer, but before so I wrestled it back in the box, hugging it, wrestling, rubbing it all over my robe and hands, arms, touching a zillion doors, okay maybe 4, and touched my keyboard, iPad, stove, and of course I mopped up the spot, which basically I just spread it everywhere, plus the fact that I wear house shoes all in my house and think I've tracked it everywhere, whatever it is. So do you personally think it needs to be cleaned? I'm actually having a panic attack. Cleaning won't make me less anxious, just the information like am I really needing to clean or maybe not. Also, I don't suppose they don't have dehumidifiers without Freon? I'm about afraid to get one now. I know how rough folks handle things. And the company or place I bought it even put it upside down in the box, so I don't trust things now. I don't know why I'm terribly afraid of this stuff. I think it's where I read a lot. Also, I'm very sorry if I have asked too much. I am just having a panic attack and overwhelmed.
I will be very direct and blunt and hope I in no way offend you. The Freon would not come out just by turning it on. If it had a leak, it was already gone. If it did leak in your home, you are fine. Remember the helium balloon question? If this were that dangerous or caustic, it would not be allowed in every home, in refrigerators, dehumidifiers, air conditioners, cars, stores. If it were that dangerous, they would not allow it to be in every home in America. The only way this is dangerous is if it were on an industrial level of hundreds of pounds in a small area. I guess I am asking you take my word after handling, smelling and direct exposure for over 20 years. Your fear of the Freon is not necessary and it in no way will / can harm you.
I like blunt. I appreciate it. I am just really sorry you got to see me in an anxiety attack. I'm going to rate you do I don't forget, but one last thing so I can hopefully sleep tonight. What would that be in my floor if it had came from the dehumidifier? It wasn't oil, it was almost like drool. My dog doesn't drool, but I know all about drool. Smile. Or could it have possibly came from it, that type of substance, now that I stuck my hand in and rub it to see what it was?
It likely had nothing to do with the unit. If it were from the unit, it would be an inert lubricant. I am confident all is well.
If you have a home improvement or appliance question and want to chat with an expert now, visit justanswer.com/ythi.